Tonight, a back and forth in Wisconsin as the Supreme Court overrules the Safer at Home extension. The governor is asking residents to continue following the orders.
And that confusion overflowed into Wisconsin businesses. While some are opening their doors, others are keeping the lights off.
And in Minnesota, churches can reopen, but only to a small amount of people. How they plan to handle these new restrictions.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. The last 24 hours have been full of confusion, chaos, and in some cases celebration all over Wisconsin.
It was right here during our 5 o'clock news last night that we told you the state Supreme Court blocked Wisconsin's Safer at Home order. They said the ruling overstepped boundaries and all future orders have to go through the state's legislature. That left some businesses, bars, and restaurants wondering what came next. In the hour following that ruling, the Tavern League advised bars to reopen, and many did exactly that. Some other businesses have followed suit, while others continue to wait. We'll hear from businesses on both ends of the spectrum in just a few minutes.
But first, Governor Tony Evers is asking Wisconsinites today to continue following the Safer at Home order anyway. During his press conference this afternoon, the Democrat said the court's ruling threw the state into chaos. Evers still wants residents to stay home, wear a mask, and limit travel.
Even with all this chaos, we cannot let the court's ruling undo all the work we have done and all the sacrifices Wisconsins have made over these past few months. We need everybody to continue doing their part to keep our families, our neighbors, and our communities safe.
Evers said he worries that more people could get sick or overwhelm the state's hospitals.
It's important to know that according to the court's ruling, counties and cities have the power to issue their own restrictions. State health officials say a handful of counties have already issued their own guidance. CBS 3's Ryan Campo heard from the mayor and other Douglas County leaders this afternoon. Here's what they had to say.
Their biggest message today is they're asking businesses to wait to reopen until they have safety precautions in place. Payne County leaders say they're still having conversations about exactly what that will look like and that they plan to put a guide together for reopening. But in the meantime, they're referring business owners to the website, which they say is state-approved guidance outlining things like sanitization, employee health, and spacing people out. Again, they're asking businesses to wait to reopen until they have these things in place.
There's still a lot of unknowns coming from the state. There's still decisions to be made. Some guidance still is coming out, and we want to make sure that decisions that we make are in alignment with the state as well as being the best for our community here.
Kathy Ronchi, Douglas County's public health officer, says if the county has an outbreak, they will be doing contact tracing. And if that tracing leads to a certain business and their practices aren't in alignment with what they are recommending, Ronchi says their businesses could be closed. Now, she says that they don't want this to obviously happen, which is why they are working on to share guidelines right away. She also adds that if you are not comfortable with going out, to just stay home.
All right, thanks, Ryan. Meanwhile, some Wisconsin hair salons are back to work. In Superior, we found a barber shop that decided to open. The owner did not want to do an interview, but we were able to talk to the salon next door, which is waiting to reopen. Pat Johnson owns Salon on 59th. He spent today brainstorming what he thinks is the safest way to open his doors. He says when he does eventually open, he will have all his employees wear face masks and gloves and give them more time between appointments for cleaning. He says he would rather be safe than sorry, so he's waiting to hear more guidance from the governor.
Well, we'd like to open right up. I think we're prepared, but on the other hand, we're on the more cautious side because, you know, we don't want the people here to get sick or the people coming in to get sick. It's a scary deal.
Meanwhile, Minnesota's governor announced yesterday that hair salons and barbershops can't open until June 1st. Brianna Honer owns the Color Lounge in Duluth. She says she has some mixed feelings about Wisconsin versus Minnesota's rulings.
It is discouraging to know that just over the bridge, they're able to open up and conduct business, but it is also, I'm glad for them.
Owner added that she'll be taking extra precautions once she does open, and she's excited to get back to work.
The ruling came as a shock to some restaurant and bar owners and managers. Some opened their doors and others not quite yet. CBS3's Emma Quinn joins us live in Superior tonight. And Emma, it sounds like some there are taking advantage while others are still waiting to make some plans.
Right, Kristen, so I was here at Gronk's Bar and Grill earlier today. Now, they opened their doors last night as soon as they got the news, and they've been serving customers ever since. But some restaurants I spoke with, they're taking their time to open up, and like you mentioned, others don't plan on opening for a while until they get more guidance.
As Wisconsin's restaurants and bars started reopening Wednesday night, I decided to take a trip across the Blotnick to find out who was open for business and how different restaurants were taking precautions.
Confusion. They gave us 3 hours to shut down and they gave us 10 seconds to open after a 2-month break.
While it took some time driving around, we found Superior Family Restaurant, whose owners say they're taking a cautious approach to reopening, staying closed until Saturday morning.
Most of our customers are elderly, so we're really trying to look at, what modifications we can make here in the restaurant that will allow for the most safety.
Other restaurants like Gronk's Bar and Grill opened right away.
We had a point in place for the 26th. That's when our orders were supposed to all be fulfilled, our coolers full, and we just do what Gronk's does and we open.
While Gronk's and Superior Family restaurants are opening, both say they are following state guidelines to ensure safety for everyone.
So we're going to be at limited capacity, so we'll have, every other table sectioned off so nobody can sit there.
The cleaning of the menus, we've had the curbside and pickup. We've handled that real well.
But some restaurants want to keep waiting. Thirsty Pagan in Superior is only operating through curbside services. Owner Steve Nouse says they're waiting for more guidelines from the state before reopening their doors to in-person diners.
Now, Gronk's owner Moore says they will continue to open up and they will close their kitchen at 8 p.m. and they will continue to resume to their normal hours as things continue to go smoothly. For Superior Family Kitchen, they will continue to resume normal hours and they will make adjustments as needed.
Now, Emma, you also mentioned Thirsty Pagan. Any idea when they plan to open up?
Now, for the Thirsty Pagan, owners say they don't have a date yet. They are still waiting for the governor and the state to give them more guidance before they make any sort of plans. But they will continue their curbside deliveries, Kristen. And the owners say that they will continue to wear masks and keep their social distancing.
All right, thanks, Emma.
Well, meanwhile, a lot of you weighed in on Facebook today. One viewer wrote that she hopes bar owners come up with a plan to reopen safely, adding that it seems irresponsible to just open right away. And another viewer said he hopes that bars get a lot of business. He thinks people who don't feel safe shouldn't go out.
Meanwhile, Ashland and Bayfield counties issued a joint travel safer advisory today. It recommends residents check with local communities for specific safety updates and closures before traveling. It also asks residents to respect safety protocols when visiting local businesses. You can view the entire advisory on our website.
All right, Dave joins us for a quick look at the weather. Dave, how's it going?
Well, it's starting to rumble a little bit towards Lake of the Woods County because a second low pressure system's coming in behind the one that brought rain last night. That could cause a couple of thunderstorms, not expecting anything to be severe, but let's take a look at the situation here. And there we go, one low pressure system leaving, second one coming in out of North Dakota. And if you take a look towards Lake of the Woods County, there you see a little cluster of thunderstorms popping up. So might be scaring small dogs like Kristen's and mine. I have a little Chihuahua that's been thrown in my lap, and no, it does not like thunder at all. Slight chance till about midnight tonight you'll get some of that. But tomorrow, high pressure comes in, at least for a day, and it clears up towards partly cloudy, even mostly sunny. High tip in the afternoon hits 63 degrees. The normal is 62, finally warmer than normal, technically speaking. Will that persist through the weekend? I'll show you the 7-day to prove the point in just a bit.
Thanks, Dave. With June 1st approaching, many bars and restaurants are getting a jump start on their plans to reopen after Minnesota Governor Tim Walz's big announcement yesterday. Skyline Social and Games in Duluth is one of those businesses making drastic changes in order to ensure the safety of its customers. Customers can expect to sanitize and have their temperature taken at the door. They've also moved tables on the patio and other places to be 6 feet apart. General Manager Corey Colquist says they've been doing takeout, but opening up completely will get their sales back to normal.
The entertainment, that's who we are. That's what we're known for. So we need to open up. We need to start generating income. I mean, property tax alone, like I mentioned, $30,000, but yet we haven't been able to operate. We want that property tax to go and help the programs that helps, and in order for us to help them, we need to get open.
We also spoke with the president of the Duluth Local Restaurant Association today about the governor's decision. Tony Bronson says the announcement was exciting.
We're anxious for it. We're anxious to see our staffs again. We're anxious to see our guests again inside our restaurants. But we also understand the challenge that doing this safely and properly is going to present.
Bronson added they have between now and June 1st. They'll be working on ways to operate safely. He says Grandma's Corporation's plans to spend more money to keep things sanitized.
Walz's order says Minnesota churches and places of worship must still limit their gatherings to just 10 people. We talked with Kyle Eaton, who is the lead pastor at Rock Hill Community Church in Duluth's Lincoln Park neighborhood. He says this change won't be affecting how he has held his service for the last few months. That's because it takes 10 staff members to put on their live stream. Eaton says the biggest change will be with the church's small groups that can now meet in person rather than virtually. He added that small group worship is extremely important to well-being.
Church isn't just a service, it's a community of people. And I think what people are missing, it's not the building. People are missing relationships with other people, the connection, the smiling faces, the sense of being in something together.
We're waiting to learn what the Diocese of Duluth has planned. Meanwhile, after Wisconsin's Supreme Court order, the Diocese of Superior says they won't be making any drastic changes anytime soon. Diocese reps say they want to let the dust settle before deciding whether to continue holding Mass in person.
Still to come on Live Local CBS 3, as Minnesotans prepare to resume some normal aspects of life, local health experts are asking people not to let their guard down. We'll explain why after the break.
The normal is 62. We made it to 65 today, and 70 is not out of the question next week. We'll talk about the timeline for temperatures coming up right after our break.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS 3.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Dr. Amanda Noska, an infectious disease specialist at Essentia Health, discusses Lyme disease, a tick-borne illness commonly found in this part of the country.
Throughout Minnesota, it's highly prevalent, but rural areas tend to be more heavily concentrated by virtue of the fact that Lyme has a transmission cycle that involves white-tailed deer and mice and woods. One of the very difficult things about Lyme disease is that it can be confused with other things. Lyme disease can present with headaches. Many people have headaches, and they're not always from Lyme disease, but it can present from headaches. Over half of the people with Lyme disease have profound fatigue. They feel very tired, in other words. Neck stiffness can happen. Loss of appetite, that's very common with Lyme disease. To diagnose Lyme, to actually get to the diagnosis, one thing that is very reliable is finding a bullseye rash on your body. That means you've been exposed to a deer tick within the last 7 to 14 days usually, and it's a sign of acute Lyme disease, early localized disease, and that is a telltale sign that you probably have Lyme disease and should get treatment.
Aside from daily tick checks, Dr. Noska suggests wearing dark-colored clothing, tucking pant legs into socks, and using DEET-containing repellent.
We have a very high incidence here, so removing ticks, if they're stuck to you, is important, especially before they're what we call engorged or full of blood. So you have 36 hours from the time a tick is on you to removal. You're unlikely to get Lyme disease because it takes a while to get into the body and manifest itself as infection.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
Reclaim your life today in the face of anxiety, depression, or thoughts of suicide at Ketamine North Infusion. In our safe spaces, we want to ensure you a better quality of life with our low-dose IV ketamine infusions. Ketamine North Infusion. Be well with us.
Classic Rock KQ is once again the Northland's #1 radio station. The KQ Morning Show, the most listened to radio program in the Northland. The KQ Train Wreck, the Northland's #1 afternoon show. Thank you for making us the Northland's #1 radio station. 95 KQDS.
We need to talk about how long your mom's going to be staying with us. The answer to that can't be forever.
Blah, blah. Take your shirt off.
Okay, we'll talk tomorrow.
A new man with a plan after Young Sheldon. Tonight on CBS.
We may all be stuck under one roof.
I have lost all my money. Right side, I get to hang out with you.
But we have each other. You're unbelievable.
You're unbelievable, too.
A new Broke. Tonight at 9:30, 8:30 Central on CBS.
Get your news on the go. The CBS3 mobile app. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, it's a red letter day for me personally because this is all the snow that's left in my driveway. It's about 1 foot by 6 inches. Snow's last gasp. Rest in peace, at least in my part of the country. I put this picture on Facebook, and of course a lot of other folks have been showing me their lingering snow banks. So some places after mine may still hold on to snow, but we can hold on to hope that spring will actually technically be here and warm weather will be coming our way. And today we did start that process. We hit 65 degrees at the airport in Duluth, and the normal is 62, warmer than normal finally. And right now it's still 65 at the airport. And the relative humidity at 52% is tolerable in helping to keep the fire danger at bay in the wake of the rain we got last night. Still a chance for a little more rain tonight, which we'll talk about in just a bit. But right now, let's ponder the southerly wind at 7 miles per hour. That's putting the heat on in our area. Maybe not completely in the Upper Peninsula, only 57 in Watersmeet. Relatively speaking, that's cooler than some towns today. 60 Ironwood, 65 Ashland and Hayward, 64 towards Superior. Oh, so close to 70 in Moose Lake. It came down a little bit in the last hour. 64 Two Harbors, 63 in Orin Net Lake, and down to 54 International Falls. But that's because clouds are increasing there as a second low pressure system comes around to bring us a chance for a little more rain tonight till about midnight. And with our current Doppler map, the second low pressure system is running along the Canadian border, and we can see it popping up a couple of isolated thunderstorms there into Lake of the Woods County. There's a very slight chance that could spill into the rest of us here overnight as that second low pressure system, there's the first one from yesterday, the second one here keeps the rain chance going till about midnight. But by tomorrow morning, high pressure sliding in between two lows will bring us a day's worth of sunshine. Only Friday, because as early as Saturday, this third low pressure system comes around to bring back the clouds and a 50% chance for more rain. It just might linger into parts of Sunday as well, and we'll show you all the days here with our 7-day forecast. Tonight in Minnesota, 50% chance for the rain with low temps from 38 to 44. And in Wisconsin and Michigan, there's actually a 60% chance you folks will get a little more rain overnight, 42 to 44, at least until midnight. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan, partly cloudy sky, high temp 60 to 68 degrees. Minnesotans get 50s by the lake, but 60s inland, all with sunshine. The sunshine does slip away for a little while as it gets cloudier again on Saturday, and there's that next rain chance. Afternoon, evening, into 40% chance Sunday morning. Highs near 60 for the weekend. And then, it may not seem fair, it gets sunnier and drier, and 70 for Monday and Tuesday. And then even warmer. Warmest day of the next week here, Tony, Kristen, should be Wednesday, 75 degrees, even here near the Twin Ports. And that convective lift might aggravate a 30% chance for more isolated thunderstorms.
All right, thanks, Dave. Both St. Luke's and Essentia Hospital officials are urging people to not let their guard down come Monday. During a press conference this morning, neither hospital commented on Wisconsin's situation, but they did say they respect Governor Walz's decision to lift the stay-at-home order on Monday. St. Luke's and Essentia say confirmed COVID-19 cases are low in our region and hospitalizations are very low compared to other places. But they still expect a surge at some point. So hospital leaders are warning that if we're not careful now, we could see more restrictions down the road.
If we see a sudden surge of activity, I think we'll have to reevaluate as we go along what other mitigation strategies we might need to undertake, because this won't go away after the summer.
Both hospitals say they are reviewing elective surgery requests as they come in. St. Luke's is operating at 50% capacity to handle things carefully. Meanwhile, the Minnesota Nurses Association has reservations about lifting the stay-at-home order. In a statement, union reps cited concerns over personal protective equipment supply and testing capacity. They're asking Minnesotans to donate PPE and continue social distancing. The union also wants the state to test more people.
Coming up in sports, Duluth's favorite curling team is making their return. Kelly Hinseth is in to tell us when next.
Get your new John Deere mower from Duluth Lawn and Sport, the region's largest power sports dealer.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
May is Maytag month at Johnson Mertz, and there's no better time than right now to get huge savings on dependable Maytag appliances. Every Maytag laundry and kitchen appliance is on sale and includes additional factory rebates and incentives, plus 0% financing for 12 months. So stop in now and get your dependable Maytag appliances from Johnson Mertz, the Northland's most knowledgeable appliance experts. Johnson Mertz, it's a trusted name.
Garden mats eliminate 90% of the time spent working in the garden and increase a garden's productivity by 10 to 20%. Garden mats let air and water through, but block sunlight. The pre-measured holes make planting a breeze. We help people grow 100% organic vegetables, weed-free. Garden mats give us our summers back to do the things we love. Go to gardenmats.com.
For breaking stories that impact the Northland most, turn to CBS3.
Catch Eye on Parenting every Thursday at 6 with me, Leanne Valdez, on CBS3.
Find your favorite CW shows on the Duluth CW, cable, satellite, over the air, and streaming on KDLH Duluth. CBS3 is going live at 5, focusing on bringing you hyper-local news and weather. Getting the stories that impact your community the most, right down to your neighborhood.
130-year-old.
We're live outside the Husky Refinery.
The city of Duluth is getting a new hockey rink.
A new convention center is coming to Virginia.
Special ed here in Finland welcomes the mushers from
CBS3, live at 5.
In reporting and storytelling, and so to have those skills each night really adds value.
They're saying a Duluthian would need to work 90 hours to afford rent.
He went right from a reporter where he was covering everything in the Northland, and he went right to the desk. He really does know what he's talking about.
Get to know Anthony Mann weekday nights on CBS3.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it, you're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring to CBS3 Sports.
Watch sports with Kelly Hinseth on CBS3.
Duluth's favorite curling squad is back in action as USA Curling has officially announced that Team Schuster, the Duluth-based Olympic gold medalist, will be returning for another season on the ice. They're one of 3 curling teams that will be participating in USA Curling's high-performance program this upcoming season. The team of John Schuster, Chris Ply, Matt Hamilton, and John Landsteiner will remain unchanged. In addition to the 2018 Olympic gold medal, they have won back-to-back national titles. They were going to represent the United States once again at the 2020 Men's World Curling Championships in Scotland, but it was, of course, canceled back in March due to the coronavirus pandemic. Had the world gone on as quote-unquote normal, at this point in time, we could have been reporting on a UMD men's hockey three-peat. The Stanley Cup playoffs would have been in full swing. Of course, that isn't the world that we live in right now, but some UMD hockey alum are making the most of it. Hobie Baker Award winner / St. Louis Blues signee Scott Prudovich and UMD alum, former captain, and current Boston Bruins center Carson Kuhlman are two of more than a few UMD well-knowns that are getting together for the Antone Elite Hockey Academy. It's a virtual skills camp that starts next Monday. The camp brings together a whole bunch of players who know their stuff, but the guys also stress that theirs is a way to give players a chance to escape and have a good time.
You know, as a freshman, I played with Carson, and you know, we definitely worked hard and, you know, had some success, but we also had fun, you know, away from the rink, even work. You know, we were always having, you know, laughs in the weight room and stuff. So we were always having a good time. Me and Jeremy played together on the World Junior teams, and, you know, he was in my room all the time. We're always having fun, making the most of everything, playing cards. So I think kind of get some different personalities from, you know, all over the place in different organizations will be really good.
I think obviously every hockey player and person has their ups and downs, but just having fun with it. I mean, at the end of the day, it's a game, and this off-ice stuff should be a lot of fun too. Makes you a better hockey player, and it kind of makes everything really rewarding when you get into the winter season and you have a good year. So I think just as long as they have fun with it, that's all that matters.
Here's an overview. If your kids are looking for a great opportunity to sharpen their hockey skills starting next week, cost of the camp is $105. That includes 4 weeks of instruction and a t-shirt. Tomorrow is the final day to register. We have all the details, including a link to sign up over on our website, CBS3 Duluth. Just click on the sports tab. The International Olympic Committee says postponing the Tokyo 2020 Games will probably cost the organization up to $800 million. The 2020 Olympics were slated to start in July of this year, but were postponed until July 2021 because of the coronavirus pandemic. IOC President Thomas Bach would not speak about a possible further delay to the Games at this time. He said he did not want to fuel any speculation of any future development. That's going to do it for sports for now. We'll have more here back tonight at 10. Kristen and Tony, I'll send it back to you in the studio.
All right, thanks, Kelly. Like many during the pandemic, people are getting creative to show loved ones how much they care. And a group on the Fond du Lac Band did just that earlier this week. The group sang a birthday song to a native elder on the Fond du Lac Reservation Tuesday. It was Geneva McMillan's 67th birthday, and she's currently in home hospice. This was an extra special birthday surprise because those drummers there are actually her nephews.
Fun.
Awesome.
We going to see any more rain tonight, Dave?
There's a good 50 to 60% chance we indeed will, because it's 2 low-pressure systems for the price of 1. Last night's brought us a 1/4 inch of rain to many towns. Now this second one could bring at least a little bit more, but by tomorrow it goes away and sunshine returns. 63 and sunny for Friday, then cloudier and rainier again for the weekend, but still near 60. Normal is 62. Then for the rest of the week, we just might even push towards 75 degrees. Slight chance for some thunderstorms tonight, like I mentioned. Could reappear on Wednesday as the heat of the day helps to lift the atmosphere.
Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.